Hi, I'm Josh, and today I'm going to show you how to install and set up Portal. Alright, so first you're just going to want to turn off your operator and take the case off. Next, we're going to plug in the hub. You can just check your operator manual to find out where the 12 to 24 volt power is and the actuation ports. So I'm just going to cut and strip a small length of this 22 gauge 4-conductor cable. This is just a basic installation, so I'm going to put the 2 wires on the first 2 ports, which are for powering, and then I'm going to put the other 2 wires on normally open and common, since the motor is going to actuate from a normally open contact switch. I've got my hub all wired up to the operator for power and for actuation. I'm just going to turn it on really quick to see that it's plugged in right. So once you've got the hub powered, the light should turn on, and that way you know it's good and powered. I'm just going to put the hub in the motor. We'll just leave it here for now and just kind of find an open space to put it where you can get access to cables. So I'm just going to put it here. All right, now I'm going to place the sensor mounts on the egress side. You're going to want to put it on the operator face right in the center near the bottom. So I'm just going to use the mounting plate and tap the holes. We're going to have 2 holes for the actual screws, and then you're going to have the center hole where the wire is going to go through. Now I'm going to drill and tap the 2 holes on the sides for the 632 screws. All right, then I'm going to use a 632 tap for the mounting screws. And now we're going to drill the hole for the sensor cable. I'm going to use a 1364 bit, just something big enough to get the wires through. We'll just place the mounting plate with the mounting screws. You can use the slots to make sure that it's level. Okay, now we're going to place the mounting plate for the Ingress Sensor on the opposite side on the door frame here. Tap the holes for that. And now we're going to drill through the frame. We'll drill the 2 screw holes, and then we'll tap them with the 632 tap. Now we're going to drill the hole for the sensor cable to go through. And if you have a carbide burr, you can clean up the hole. We definitely recommend that. All right, now that we've got the holes drilled, we'll go ahead and put the mounting plate on. Make sure it's level, and then tighten it up. So now I'm going to drill the hole through the back of the operator so we can snake these wires to the ingress side. I'm just going to feel kind of where it is, about right here. I'm going to move these cables over, and then I'm going to go ahead and tap somewhere nearby so we can just run the wires straight across. Okay, so now for the fun part. I just cut some wire. I'm going to snake it through to the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and connect the sensor cable up to the hub. So these 2 ports power the sensors and provide a data channel so that all the devices can talk to each other. It doesn't matter exactly what port each sensor is connected to, but you'll wanna make sure that you have the corresponding wires on both the hub and the sensors. I'm gonna hook up the Ingress sensor right now on these ports, and I'm just gonna use red, black, white, green in that order. So we'll make sure to go in that order on the side where we plug the sensor in. All right, make sure those are nice and snug. And then while I'm here, I'm just gonna go ahead and plug in the wires for the egress side. All right, perfect. I'm gonna come to the other side of the door here, onto my ingress side that I snake the wires through on this cable. So the sensor is gonna go on like this, and if you'll remember from when I connected it to the hub, it was red, black, white, green. So I need to follow those. So red's on positive, black is on negative, and then white is on high, and then green is on low. So I'm gonna put those in like that, tighten them up. Make sure these are nice and snug. And do the pull check. All right, everything's good. Replace the sensor on like this. There's a small LED strip on the bottom. You want that to be on the bottom. And then you're gonna use your Torx to put the security screws on the sides here. And you'll use the security screws that have the O-rings. That's just gonna keep everything nice and waterproof. And we will put the screw on the other side here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect, nice and snug. We've got our Ingress sensor installed. So let's go to the other side. Now we're gonna finish up by installing our egress sensor. So I'm just gonna go ahead and snake the wire through here. Just gonna stick the hub back here where I kind of sticky taped it. I'll close up the motor, make sure that all of my cables and everything are in. Close that up. Leave that there, and we'll put the egress sensor on. But this is very important. Make sure you put the egress sensor, the one with the green back, on the egress side. This is going to be the sensor that you can enable to do RECs. So you want to make sure that the green one is on the egress side. Now I'm going to connect the wires to the egress sensor, and you'll remember that the order I put them in on the hub was red, black, white, green. So those need to be corresponding on the sensor as well. So I'm gonna put those in the same order that I put them on the hub. And that's gonna power and allow data to go from the hub to the sensors. Tighten these up. Okay. I'll double check that everything's nice and snug on a good connection there. And then I'm just gonna push it back onto the mounting plate here. I'll grab my Torx, and I'm going to put these security screws on the side. Okay, there we have it. So the egress sensor is installed nice and snug on the egress side. All right, now that we're all done getting these mounted, we're just gonna screw the enclosure back on. Then we can power it and move on to setup.